My name is Adaora Ubaka. Adora in my dad's native country of Nigeria in the Igbo language means daughter of the community. And I am extremely thrilled and delighted to be part of this community. One of the things I would like to talk about is about my experience as a junior scholar, being able to have the opportunity to share my research at the incubators and what it meant to me and what that opportunity was able to provide for me and what I think it provides for a lot of scholars. I want to begin my talk with a quote from Amanda Gorman's poem, The Hill We Climb. As some of you may remember, she gave this wonderful poem at the inauguration of President Biden. And it occurred in a specific context. It occurred in the context of the January 6 attacks had just happened. We were smack dab in the middle of a pandemic. And there was this sense of weariness in the society, and I think in the world at large. And so her poem touches upon this idea of the challenges that face us.
Yes, Angel.
And so the poem that Amanda Gorman talked about at the end, she talks about, for there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it. And one of the things I really want to talk about is how these research incubators really give young scholars the courage to be the light that Amanda Gorman is talking about, particularly as it relates to our research. And that's what it did for me. And what I mean by that is when we're pursuing research ideas, especially as a junior scholar, when there's a lot of uncertainty, and especially when we're pursuing research in which we're taking a POS lens, especially in a context that's becoming more cynical, in a context where having a positive or generative lens is coming more and more, it's kind of seen as maybe being naive. It feels often risky to take these kind of approaches and to approach this type of research. The research I'm talking about is my recently published paper on play and building psychological safety across demographic differences. And as I was pursuing that work, I had a lot of doubts. I had a lot of doubts about, is this appropriate to pursue something as light and as buoyant as play with something as heavy and as serious as race relations? Is it appropriate? Am I looking at the right, am I giving the right credence to the complexity of diversity issues? And so as a young scholar, you often have all of these doubts that you're kind of grappling with. And what the research incubator was able to do was give me the courage to keep going and the bravery to keep going in the face of all of that uncertainty. So that's the first thing that I really want to stress that these incubators do is they allow young researchers, they give us encouragement to continue to pursue the light in the face of all of that doubt. The second thing is that these research incubators give young scholars, it links us to more seasoned scholars who actively choose. They choose an approach to give us feedback in a way that is buoyant and uplifting rather than giving us feedback in a way that holds us down or weighs us down. And oftentimes in our field, which is, we have a lot of wonderful critical thinkers, it can often be hard to start a new idea to give it that buoyancy it needs in order to see it all the way to fruition. And so I've been really appreciative of the feedback I've been able to get from more seasoned scholars and to be linked to them as a way to continue my work. And I'll leave you all with this. The last thing that it does is it really gives us a sense of community. Amanda Gorman's poem also talks about, also has this quote where she says, "We will raise this wounded world into a wondrous one." And I love that quote. And I think it represents this POS community so much, and the research incubators, is because it really focuses on that we, and you get the sense that it's not just me who is trying to use my research in a way to do good in the world, but that there's a community out there of scholars of all backgrounds and of all levels that are trying to, who really encourage you to do the kind of research that can help our world, bring a little bit more encouragement and hopefulness to the world. And I just think that that's just one of the things that's very important about this, this space. So thank you so much.